One of the key things that we wanted to do this time around was look at how we can almost reinvent the brand, explore a new way to bring off-road racing to a new environment. And the city gives us a new hook. We've been to Monument Valley, we've been to the island, we've been to Alaska, we've been everywhere around the world, but we've never been to a city. And this urban off-road environment gives us the opportunity to really put a different spin on the Motorstorm player set that we've had. But we thought, well, the city's not really enough. So the earthquake was the next layer that we introduced. But even then, you can't have an earthquake happening in every single race. So what we did, we introduced the two factions. We have the private military and we have the crazies. And these two sets of factions, they're butting heads against one another. And you just happen to be in the middle. Neither of them really like you, but they're against one another more than anything else. And these tools, the earthquake, the factions, really allow us to create a whole new racing experience that's never been seen before. Well, Motorstorm Apocalypse isn't set in any particular city. At the moment, it's just a fictional West Coast metropolis on the coast. So we've got the environments such as the beach, subways, sewers. We've got all the makeup of a traditional city. But yeah, it's not a specific environment or a real place from around the world. The city is like a tool. It allows us to, have the city shift around you to dynamically shift what's going ahead of you. So one of the examples, you go off one of the jumps and then the ground just falls beneath you. You think you're going on ahead, but you're going down beneath them. And we'll have other examples later in the game where you're driving along a suspension bridge, and the suspension bridge will collapse underneath you, or will be on top of skyscrapers within the city, and they'll be falling down as you're driving on top of them. We've got full 16-player online, 4-player split screen offline, but also 4-player split screen online as well. Betting is something that we're going to do but it's for fun, but there's a little risk reward inside there as well. What we do, we seed all the players inside the race lobby, and then we allow you to put a bet on one person. Each person has like a value of experience for which you can earn if you beat them. So if you know the guy at the top, he's a bit tough to beat, it gives you like another goal to aim towards. I'll aim for player 6 and I'll try and beat him. If you beat him, you win those chips. Now at this point you can choose to cash in those chips, take the safe bet, or you can gamble them. So you go into the next race and you can put another bet on, but if you lose that bet, you lose all your chips. But it's a multiplier system. So every bet you win, you get opportunity to win even more chips the next bet you put, and so on and so on. And all these contribute towards your experience, which is part of our new ranking system online. As you go through the ranks, you'll unlock customization elements for your vehicle, which are both visual and gameplay affecting. So we've got the visual side of things, which is parts, liveries, vinyls, stickers, full works, completely customize the vehicle to look exactly how you want it to look. And on top of that, we've now got our perk system, which allows you to modify how it plays. We've got boost perks, we've got handling perks, and we've got combat perks. All of which really allow the player to tailor the way they play the game, and sometimes give you a competitive edge as well. The game mode editor is one of the things we're most excited about. It allows users to create whatever game mode they want. All the game modes that we're going to create and we're going to ship, we're going to use the game mode editor to create them as well. So we're going to be making the game with the same tools that we're providing to the user. So if any users say, have any particular ideas or thoughts, chances are they're going to be able to set it up. We've obviously utilised the Motorstorm Pacific Rift engine, but during this time we've been able to make a lot of improvements to it. One of the big things, of course, is obviously dynamic lighting, which obviously allows us to do nighttime races with headlights. So you can drive around in the dark, but also allows us to go into locations which would have been difficult to do otherwise, like underground, which would have been pitch black otherwise. Every character has their own unique prologue and epilogue, which basically bookends their story. It's unique. It basically tells the story of how they get into the city, but rather than just telling it, you're playing it. As we demonstrated inside the presentation, as the rookie, you get carried on some carriers and land up on the beach, and you're going through all the military at the time. But the other two characters will be introduced into the same area at a similar time, but in completely different ways. And again, for the epilogues, it's all about escaping the city. The city's now, at that point, falling apart. It's the apocalypse. And all the riders are trying to escape. And it kind of tells the story of how they're escaping the city. It's one thing we've never been able to do before with the story is really explain what Motorstorm is all about. how the organisers set things up. You know, because we've been to Monument Valley, we've been to the island, and the players never really learn what goes on behind the scenes. And hopefully, with the story, we can not only inform you of this, we can also take you on a journey with these characters as well. My name is Paul Waszczynski, I'm lead designer on Motorstorm Apocalypse, and will be available 2011 exclusively on the PlayStation 3.